Hey Tone Junkies, it's the AB Tone Show. I'm Adam Fluhrer.
I'm Bryan Clark.
This is our first show, inaugural episode, and in today's show we're going to be featuring
two great overdrive pedals from a small company in Bridgeport, Connecticut, Big Joe Stomp Boxes.
Well, let's not keep anybody waiting. Take it away.
Hi everybody, it's BC here. I'm going to talk to you about the B403 from Big Joe. This is a vintage overdrive pedal, and it's extremely flexible. It's one of the most transparent overdrive pedals that I've ever played through, and the range of distortion that you can get on this pedal is wide-ranging, to say the least. So let me just sort of take you through a little bit of the layout of the pedal. It's very solidly constructed, and we have everything is basically metal housed. It's actually kind of a hefty pedal. It weighs quite a bit. We have solid metal knobs here, and the first thing that we're going to have on this is the presence, which is essentially going to act in much the same way that a presence knob acts on any amp that has a presence feature in it. So it essentially uses a feedback loop to cancel out certain frequencies, and what we notice on our end of the world is that it actually brings out the high end and transient information the more that you increase the presence knob. Next to that, we're going to have the drive, and the drive is going to be able to go from something where when you click it on you don't even really know it's on, just maybe a touch of overdrive when you really lay into the strings, just something that's going to be very natural, like a tube amp in the sweet spot, so you can get some nice breakup at low volumes. And the more that we crank it around here, the more it's really going to go into an overdrive circuit. So I find this to be the most magical part of this entire pedal, because from here you really can't tell that it's on, and from here it's almost full throttle. So it's a wonderful scope to be able to go from 0 to 11, shall we say. And then, of course, we have our standard output knob, which is, I'm not exactly sure how many dBs of gain that this pedal gets, but it's enough to scare you if you're not careful. So you can probably see that I've got a little dots on here. These are sort of some of the settings that I like to use. I like this pedal totally cranked out like this because I like to use it as a medium dirt pedal in my rig. And I have a presence knob here, which is where I would normally keep it. But if you move it over to about 2 o'clock, in between 2 and 3 over here, this is instant Stevie Ray Vaughan tone in this area. The other thing that it has on the pedal is a shape, which essentially acts as an amp emulator. And this one I don't find useful at all because it basically strips out all the low end. And this one feels like it's just the pedal by itself. So I really prefer it with the shape off and not active. There's not a lot of leeway between the two, but you'll notice a huge decrease when you listen to the audio clips. You'll actually hear it. When this is active, there's very little bass frequency content going on. Very solidly constructed knob, 9-volt battery in the back. You can see I'm already using it on my pedal board, so I've got my grip tape on there. But what's nice and about this pedal is they also just have one screw that you're going to have to loosen up to get to the battery compartment as opposed to 4. So you can change the battery out in and out very quickly when you're on a gig. You don't have to worry about it too much. So this is the Big Joe B403 pedal. Great company, great tones.
Hey guys, here talking about the Big Joe Stomp Box. This is the B404, the Vintage Tube. Bryan earlier talked about the Vintage Tube 1, which is the B403. This is a slightly dirtier version of that pedal, and I'll go through some of its features. Alright, so we're going to go into the knobs here and what they actually do. You've got 3 bigger knobs and 1 knob down here, the character knob, which is an actual click knob. If you can actually hear that on here, it actually has detent settings, so you get through 4 settings. Your knobs on the top, the big ones, are presence, which is your highs. So the more you go around the clock face, the more you are bringing in your highs and accentuating the highs. So that brings them up. Your next one over is fairly self-explanatory. It is drive. So think your grit, your overdrive. In this case, it is very tube-like, natural sounding distortion. So going from almost transparently clean to a very dirty sound all the way over here. The last knob over here is output, and this is going to be your output over all of the pedals. So if your amp is at a fairly clean setting and you just want a little bit of boost, then you can set it a little bit. Now this will go all the way over and you get a massive amount of output where you can actually drive the amp as well. The biggest knob on this one is probably going to be your character knob right down here. The character knob goes, think of it as an amp modeler. It goes from basically bright to a warmer sound, and it's just an EQ setting that is already set for you, preset by the folks at Big Joe's. So the first one over, this one right here, this setting right here is the brightest setting, and then it's going to be a little more scooped out, a little warmer, and the warmest yet. Crank your presence and adjust the drive, move that around a little bit and you'll get a nice Robin Ford setting. What I love about this pedal is that on this setting, the brightest with my presence played through a telly, I can approximate a Vox sound pretty darn easily. Very transparent all the way around. That's what I'm liking about this one, is no matter what guitar I put into it, it still retains the guitar sound as well as the amplifier sound. I encourage all you guys to check these out. They are $199 Street.